guys, it's your girl Ayn and you're watching Sunkissed Somewhere. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. My name is Ayn Bernos and I do videos in travel, lifestyle, and confidence 3 times a week, every single week, or when I can. For today's video, I'm doing another episode of Camp Confidence, a series on my channel where I talk about things that matter to you and to me, which are self-love, growth, productivity, and of course, confidence. Today's topic is going to be all about the 12 ways that you can boost your productivity. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell, and of course connect with me on Instagram or check out my blog, sunkissedsomewhere.com, for more content. Shall we begin? We shall. Number 1 is of course making to-do lists and scheduling. Or in fact, if you want to be more specific, calendar blocking. I have a video by Amy Landino linked below, and if you watch that, it's gonna be amazing. I would love to show you how I do it, but if you want to see the whole way of calendar blocking, then Amy Landino is really your girl. I could use this time to claim this for myself, but really I learned it from her. So if you want to check out her video, I'm gonna link it down there. Now, on the other hand, to-do lists. I make to-do lists for every area of my life. So there's work, personal, passion projects, fitness, all of the things. So I make them on a weekly basis just to see a general view of how my week is going to look like, and I try to schedule them ahead of time, and afterwards I try to divide them into daily tasks. So I'm gonna see which days I have time off and which areas I can focus on those free days. Number 2 is journaling and meditation, or just basically taking time for yourself so you can relax and let it all out. Because sometimes, actually not sometimes, most of the time it's quite easy to get burnt out, so you need a sounding board. So that doesn't have to be journaling or just meditation, you know, it could be venting to a friend or having a Twitter account just specifically for that, or maybe it's a Finsta or a blog. Whatever it is, find a way to express your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts and get it all out so that you can focus on the more important things. So for me, I personally like journaling. I try to journal every day if I can, and I meditate every single day. It just gives me time to kind of not think about anything else but just breathing and being mindful about the present and just being present in my thoughts and having 10 minutes to myself. I only meditate for 10 minutes a day because anything more than that, it's kind of too much for me, because I'm a really restless person and my mind is always on overdrive. So yeah, I find it really important that I meditate, because otherwise I get too burnt out and I get too much for myself. Number 3 is making my bed. It is something that really sets the mood of my days. When I leave the house and I've made my bed, I come home and I feel great. I can start over again and go home, go to sleep, get everything done, work from my bedroom, meditate in my bedroom, you know, stuff like that. But if I'm rushing in the morning and I can't make my bed, it really makes me feel like a mess. And not only is my room a physical mess, but also my emotional state is a mess. So that's one thing that you can accomplish quite easily. It takes a minute to make your bed. So even if you don't get anything done for the day, you come home and see a clean bed, that's something that you've accomplished, and sometimes that's more than enough. It really gives me the feeling of accomplishment that sometimes you need. Most days you need. Number 4, I have stopped snoozing. I am such an avid fan of sleep that for the longest time, for many years of my life, I've been snoozing forever. But this month, the other month, anyway, I've been working really hard to stop snoozing, because snoozing just kind of tolerates my need to be lazy. When really, what's 5 minutes going to do anyway? That's not gonna make a huge difference. So it's much better to just get up, get things done, and just jolt yourself awake so you can get on with your day. That extra 5 minutes could be used to meditate or prepare your breakfast or take a shower or something else. Something that's not just lying in bed and allowing your energy level to drop again. So yeah, I just stopped snoozing altogether, and it makes such a big difference in my life and how I get more things done in the morning. Number 5 is to read something rich, and by rich I mean anything that would help you enrich your knowledge. A lot of people say that they don't have time to read or they're too busy to read, but in fact, reading takes just as much time as scrolling on social media does. So instead of just mindlessly scrolling and looking through other people's posts and other people's lives, and you know, that's okay, but you need to set your own boundaries and try to redirect the energy that you put into idle gossip and turn it into knowledge. Even if it's just light reading, that will still improve your vocabulary. Even if it's just a short newspaper article, then that would still, you know, keep you updated about what's happening in the world. Whatever it is, just read. Number 6 is exercise. A lot of people say it, but we don't always believe it. But let me tell you, as someone who has been struggling with working out a lot, yeah, it really works. Exercising, once you start, it can feel like it's draining the energy out of you, but actually it does the complete opposite. The more you work out, the stronger you are, and the stronger you are, the more you get things done, and the less tired you feel after, you know, like getting into this habit. So again, if you have an hour to scroll on social media, then most definitely you have an hour to walk or run or do something active. So whatever it is that you would like to do, especially something that gets you moving, do that. Number 7 is to set an end time. I have so much more time left is such an awful mindset to have, because instead of just being efficient with the time that you have, like let's say you have 4 hours to edit and film, you can do so much more in 4 hours when you know that that's all the time you have, compared to when you have the rest of the day off and you think you have all the time in the world. Limits, you can thrive with limits, and I think that's really how it's supposed to be. Number 8 is to plan, and by plan I mean plan your food, plan your outfits. I feel like if you have less things to think about, less decisions to make, the more there is that you can accomplish. So for example, just having a general idea of what food I have in the pantry and what I'll have to eat allows me to just come home and do things automatically. It's like automating your decisions, you know? If you've planned stuff, then you don't have to waste time thinking about what you're gonna eat or what you're gonna wear, or if you have to buy something, you know? So number 9 is to schedule social activities. Human interaction is a must, but at the same time it can be too much. So sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm not having enough social time, or I don't have enough of a social life, but actually you've been going out every, you know, like 2 days or so, and it's just getting too much. So once you schedule all of your things and you see your social events in a calendar, then you can understand how much time you're spending in a week meeting other people. Also, spontaneity is an amazing thing, but if you have priorities and you want to be more productive, then you have to sort of plan things out and set boundaries. If someone wants to go talk to you, but this hour is meant for working, then they can wait. You need to prioritize yourself and your own tasks and what matters to you. You can't be available for everyone all the time. If you have some spare time, then go ahead, that's great. But if you don't, then you have to say no sometimes. So that's what I've been doing. I tend to say yes a lot, and I'm really spontaneous. But now that I've actually laid down my calendar and my schedule and I know my actual free times, it turns out I don't have a lot of free time. So number 10 is to delete select apps from your phone, especially apps that distract you from what really matters. So for me, that is Twitter. I work on social media and I'm a vlogger, so social media really matters to me. But Twitter, I can access that on the desktop. And when I have my Twitter app on my phone, I tend to just scroll and scroll and scroll. And when I find something that I don't like, I really tend to get affected and I rant and I talk about it a lot. And it just really distracts me from the present, which is, you know, some other important thing that I have to do. So I've deleted my Twitter app and I've resolved to just using Twitter on my desktop, so I don't have to be tempted to just keep on scrolling, because that really is a black hole and takes up so much time. So yeah, if you delete these things from your phone, you make it less accessible. Making it less accessible keeps your mind off of it. Sometimes you'll start to fidget and feel like, oh my god, I really want want to tweet this, but do you really want to tweet it though? Number 11 is Pomodoro. So the Pomodoro technique is a time management system that encourages people to work with the time they have rather than against it. Using this method, you break your workday into 25-minute chunks separated by 5-minute breaks. These intervals are referred to as Pomodoros. This habit really helped me cultivate self-discipline, and it's helped me see my day in smaller blocks. It allows me to be less overwhelmed. Also, it brings balance into my work life, because sometimes you will just sit on your desk for 4 hours straight and not stand up, and that could happen. And then sometimes you can spend 30 minutes just chatting away with a coworker. With the Pomodoro, you get to focus for 25 minutes straight and then rest for 5 minutes, take a break, use that to see your social media updates, text someone, get back to a message or an email or something like that. But after that 5 minutes, those 5 minutes, you have to go back to your work and then keep on working. Lastly, number 12 is sleep. Me personally, I used to sleep 2 hours a day. I always told myself that I can't sleep, I can't sleep, I can't sleep. It's so hard to sleep. But I did a lot of research, and it could be different for you. You can experiment. Whatever it is that works for you, do it, and be firm about setting your bedtime. If it's your bedtime, stop replying to messages. If it's your bedtime, stop working. If it's your bedtime, do your skincare routine and get to bed. After that, don't even dare touch your phone. Don't even get out of bed. Just stay there and let sleep take over you. And after that, wake up 8 hours later, 7 hours, 9 hours, and then when you wake up, you'll feel fully rested, energized, ready to take on the day. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Those are my 12 tips and 12 ways to boost your productivity. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you stay confident. Bye! Mwah.
No, no, no.